Hello, fabulous artists! Today we are making a magnifying glass within a garden. So, to start this project, we need a piece of paper and some sort of circle tracer. Today I'm using this old roll of tape that is empty, good to recycle with. You're also going to need a pencil to start. I'm going to use a Sharpie just so you can see my lines. I hope that you start and a pencil. So grab your pencils, here we go. So, as you can see on my almost completed artwork, I have my magnifying glass circle with the handle coming out of it. So we're going to draw that part first. And whatever is inside our magnifying glass is going to be huge, but anything outside around it is going to be smaller. So you can tell the ladybug is not really humongous. It just looks that way because we're looking through that magnifying glass. I have a real life example of the real size of the ladybug over here. So I'm going to start by writing my name on the back. Alright. I'm going to flip it, and you can hold your paper vertically or horizontally. Either way is okay with me. I'm going to hold it vertically. I'm going to put my circle somewhere on my paper. Maybe, I don't know, here. That's perfect. Then I'm going to trace around it. I'm going to hold it with one hand and trace around. Ta-da! Alright, so now that I've traced around my circle, I need to draw the inside of the circle, right? So this is going to be my outside edge. And I'm going to just very carefully get pretty close to my line. And I have a hard time drawing a circle like this in just one direction. So I need to move my paper. I'm going to turn it. And that way my hand can make the same motion. Turn it again. Keep going. One more time. And connect. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm not mad about that. Yeah. So then I can decide which way I want my handle to be going. I think I want it to be coming out this side. So I'm going to draw two lines. 1, 2, and then just a curve at the end. And there is my handle. If later you're looking at this and you're like, ooh, that is too short, you could always make it longer because we can color it in with our Sharpie or with a black marker later. So I've got that, and I'm going to decide what insect to put inside of my magnifying glass. I could make a spider, I could make a butterfly, I could make a lot of different things. Let's do a snail. Let's make a snail. So for my little snail, I'm going to have a spiral for the shell, so I'm going to start with that. One more. There it is. And then I'm going to connect it down at the bottom. I'm going to have his little head poking out over here. And then his tail comes out the other side. And that's how I like to draw my snail, but I need to give him some eyes. And I'm going to make these little eyeball stalks, so these little lines that come up, and then give him eyeballs like that. Perfect. Alright, now I've got my snail. But what is my snail going to be crawling along? On this picture, I have my ladybug on a leaf. So when I zoom in, I see the green of that leaf, right? So maybe this snail is going to be on a rock. So I'm going to make some lines coming down and down like that. And when I paint this, it can be gray, so I know that this whole area is a big rock, right? I can also make more details in the background to give me more information about where this snail is. My ladybug is probably in some sort of flower garden because I have flowers everywhere. So let's draw a couple flowers. Since we're looking really way down tiny, everything else is going to be really big, right? So I can make some big, long, tall, skinny triangles to represent blades of grass. I can also draw some long stems. Let's see, long stems with some leaves on the side. And then I can draw some sort of flower. Some easy flowers to draw are a sunflower, which is just a circle with triangles all around the outside. You could draw a tulip or some sort of other flower that you make up. I think that one kind of looks like a pansy. Let's make a tulip. So to start my tulip, I make a big U shape. after I've done that, I'm going to make 2 arching lines, and one's going to come all the way down and almost touch back on that flower, that like U-shaped line, and then this one's just going to come in and touch in the middle. And last but not least, I make a 3rd arching line right there in the back. And to me, that looks like a tulip. So I'm going to finish drawing all my details, and you can also add other animals in here, and that'll help you understand how big this snail is actually supposed to be, right? Because it looks really big in our on our microscope, in our magnifying glass. But if I draw a little tiny snail down here, you'll be able to tell, there you go, that snail is only big because we're looking at him through the magnifying glass. Alright, let's draw some more. Alright everybody, check it out. I think I've got all my details filled in. I have some sort of weather happening. It is raining. I've got a couple different types of grass or things growing. I've got some flowers, and I have some grass. Then I have my 2 snails, one small and one large, inside the magnifying glass. I also have another animal, insect I should say, down here. My little trail of ants are going up to their little ant hill. And lastly, I have this dragonfly up here in the corner. I think I'll draw another one. These dragonflies are really easy. You can make them like a long, skinny oval, and then a couple more sort of like half U shapes, not quite full ovals on either side. And then you just give them a head and a couple antennae. Pretty easy. Now I'm going to take my watercolor paints and paint this in. Let's get started.